Good morning. I was going to say, are you ready? But I know you're ready. I want to thank Michael again for being here. KJ52, he got me fired up, even an old guy like me. So I know you young people are fired up. So you can have a seat. I do want to first of all say welcome. Really appreciate you being here at the Youth Leadership Seminar. Our hope as a foundation is that from this day, you can take with you maybe some nuggets, some skills, leadership nuggets, leadership skills that you can use not only on your campus or in your communities now, but as you grow and in the future. That's our hope, that you can learn something here and retain something that will help you in becoming or continuing to be a leader in your respective communities. That spark. So we thank you very much for being here, and that's our hope, like I said, that happens. So as Michael was talking about a spark, what sparks you? You've probably already thought about it as Michael talked about it. What sparks you? What do you do when you find that spark? How do you react when you have that spark? You see, and it takes different things in our lives for us to find that spark. What do we do with that spark to impact and to influence people? You see, but we also have to realize and understand that our impact and our influence isn't always necessarily in a good way. The same way that leadership cannot always be good, there can be some bad leadership. And we can utilize and use spark in a bad way. So we have to understand that, and we have to realize that. As we look, if we haven't already found our spark, as we look at that and we say, okay, what is my spark? What type of action do I take when I find that spark? Who am I going to motivate? Who am I going to inspire? Who am I going to impact? And to me, who am I going to influence? I think that's a key. Who are we going to influence? Because when we talk about leadership, it's about influencing people's thoughts, people's actions. And that's how I was taught and mentored. To really believe in something, to stand on for something, and not just keep it inside, but to be that spark and to influence others in a positive way. To be a positive spark. So from a young age, I had mentors in my life that taught me about leadership. There's a lot of things that I could pinpoint and say, these are my sparks. These are the things that motivate me. And as Michael was asking about sparks, there was one that came out, and I have to say my best spark is my faith. That's my number one spark. That's what motivates me every day. But through my faith, it's about leadership. You see, so many times when I'm introduced, when I go out and speak, which I do quite a bit, they talk about the NFL career. And believe me, I had a blast my 13 years with the Cincinnati Bengals. All the guys that I played with, the relationships that I still have with guys, even now that I've been retired for a lot of years. Guys that still live here, guys that live across the country. Those relationships will last forever. See, people talk about that NFL career. But I love to share my journey because to me, those are the things that allowed me really to build and to build on that foundation to have the spark that I have. You see, because if it wasn't for my upbringing in Southern California and not forgetting where I've come from, I think that's what happens a lot to a lot of people. They forget their roots. They forget where they come from. See, I can't forget, and I won't forget, that my mom raised 5 of us by herself. Single parent, 2 older brothers, 2 younger sisters. We didn't have a whole lot. But that didn't matter, that we didn't have material things. that we never had a car growing up. See, those things were not important. The important things to me was the support, the love from my mom and relatives and my siblings. Quite frankly, I didn't realize how much we didn't have until I got to high school. And I looked around and people were wearing a different set of clothes just about every day. So I can't forget that I never had a dad, never met my dad. I never will, he's passed away. See, those are the type of things that have motivated me. Those are the type of things that I believe have been building blocks in my life. The fact that I can look back and say, wow, a lot of people poured into my life. A lot of people assisted me. A lot of people helped me accomplish my dream. See, some of you might be able to relate to that. Some of you might not. Some of you might be using that right now as part of your spark. I can say that I use that as part of my spark. The fact that I didn't have a whole lot, but it didn't matter. See, because I got plenty of opportunities from that type of environment. Plenty of mentors in my life that taught me a lot. That taught me a lot about going through adversity, going through success, and coming out of an environment like I did. You see, because even though I didn't have a whole lot, there wasn't a lot of adversity in my life as a kid. For myself personally. There was for our family, cousins, uncles, lost a few cousins at drive-by shootings. But our immediate family didn't go through that, even though that was family. See, one of the things I learned when I got to college, I went to the University of Southern California, went to school there, played football there, was I learned the lessons that I had gotten before I learned how to use those lessons when I got to college. Because through high school, again, I didn't have a whole lot of adversity. School went well, played football, basketball, and baseball, that went well. But it wasn't until college when I started to go through some adversity. And the fact that I learned work ethic from my mom, because raising 5 kids, she had to work 2 and 3 jobs. The fact that I learned you have to have a passion when you do things from teachers and coaches. Before I got to college, it helped me through the adversity I went through in college. The fact that I learned that you had to help others, even though I needed help, helped me with the discipline that I learned in high school athletics. Because in the 4 years at USC, I went through 3 knee operations, and I wanted to play in the NFL, but I was hurt just about every year, and I didn't know if I was going to get a chance to play in the NFL. I got hurt my freshman year, my junior year, and then the very first game my senior year. But like I said, the things that I'd learned growing up and going through high school from individuals, it allowed me to have the passion, have the work ethic, and the discipline to rehabilitate and hopefully get a chance to play in the NFL. So I can't forget the adversity I went through in college, because that helped spark me with what I've learned and what I would soon have the opportunity to do in the NFL. You see, because not knowing, I only played 1 game my senior year, and not knowing if I'd ever play another game after that Rose Bowl, after missing the entire season and playing in the bowl game, I didn't know if I'd ever play again in the NFL. But I got the opportunity. The Bengals drafted me. So I had some success. You know, you go through your background, you go through some adversity, then you have some success. The Bengals drafted me in the first round after only playing 1 game my senior year. I came in as a rookie and I started 3 days into camp. But I wasn't satisfied. My spark, again, as I shared my background, the adversity, now that I was in the NFL, my spark was to outwork everybody. Because I felt if I outworked everybody, that would be an influence. That would impact other guys around me. And I'm not going to say that I was a leader, because I don't believe that you self-proclaim yourself as a leader. But I was hoping that the things I was doing on the field and off the field could impact and influence the way other guys, other people talked, the way they acted, because I had those mentors in my life. So I continued to have a passion. My work continued to motivate me because I really believed that I could play for a long time, and if I did that, it would give me a platform to show people, even though I only played half the games in college, 3 injuries, if you work hard enough, if you're disciplined, if you do it right, you might take detours at times and you might have to do something else, but most of the time you can accomplish a dream. See, so my spark is the leadership that burns inside of me from those that have taught me about leadership, about how you're an example on the field, and I tried to be that on the field through my preparation in the off season, my conditioning, my weight training, my film study. Tried to listen to my coach all the time. Through the passion I had off the field of leading others and getting others involved, to giving back in the community. And what a great community to be a part of in giving back. That's why my wife and I decided to stay here, and we love Cincinnati, and this is home. I tell people I'll never say never, but it'll take something drastic to get us out of this great community. So I appreciate the opportunity to share several things that have helped ignite my spark, and ignite my spark to allow me to do the things that I do. And I'm looking forward to the rest of our speakers, and I just wanted to share a little bit this morning as we get going, to say that regardless to where you come from, what you're going through, that if you take that spark in your life and you get after it, and you not only know what it is, but you do something about it, you become active, and you have a passion, you can motivate and you can inspire and you can lead people in a positive way. So thank you very much. I'm now going to turn it back over to Michael. You have a great day. Appreciate, again, each and every one of you being here.